Hello, everyone. Let us wait a few moments until all the people can join. But I want to welcome all of you. I'm here with Lucian, and we will have a great discussion today about Elrond economics model. Let's just maybe wait another 30 seconds, and then we can start. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, welcome everyone. It's really great to have you here, and we want to take a few moments to first update you on what's happening, how things are going. As you may know, yesterday we've had a great mainnet launch, and we're super happy to report that for the first 24 hours, the network has been running extremely smoothly. As we discussed before, there are these are very important moments because we've achieved a significant technical breakthrough. So now to see the network finally live is a great feeling and experience.
I just want to add something. I'm just right now on the Explorer, so it's been 24 hours since the launch of the mainnet. So this means that the first epoch is already ended, and it means that the first rewards were already distributed automatically by the protocol, and we can already see on the Explorer that around more than 6,000 transactions was done just in the last few minutes with a peak of 1,000 transactions. Just wanted to add this.
Sure. So this is a very important time to discuss things. The network is running, we're pushing forward, and during the next few days, you'll discover even more things about the Elrond network. The whole discussion today will be mainly focused on discussing and clarifying, explaining some of the ideas behind the economics model, what our thoughts have been around this, what some of the decisions are, and we're super curious and happy to hear feedback as soon as you have it. And after the call, you'll also see economic summary that we will post with all the information that we will cover in the discussion. So first of all, let me address the most important question and concern. There will be no money lost and no problems for the people that will convert or want to convert to the new Elrond Gold. In fact, we've solved this problem. We have a very clear and smooth process with the exchanges. So when Elrond Gold will be listed, the listing will automatically happen at 1000x the price of current Elrond. There is, of course, a longer discussion that we will go into, but I wanted to clarify that one Elrond means 1000 Elrond means one Elrond Gold, and then when the switch will happen, there will be absolutely no problem with the price because when the price starts at 1000x already. So this concern is basically solved from the start. More important, I want to mention that the circulating supply has not changed. So the only change we've made is from moving from 20 billion to 20 million, which means that the numbers are basically the same. There's a different ratio there. No added circulating supply has been put in place. It's not from 13 billion to 20 million. Rather, it's 20 billion was the full circulating, full max initial supply at Elrond, and then For the full max initial supply in Elrond Gold, will have 20 million. This is also very important. And then in the previous model, we had um, a yearly issuance that was clarified in our last posts, going from 10.8% to 9 point something, and then 7, 6, and so forth. We have this very clear and detailed, and the same model applies in the new Elrond Gold. All this new issuance is not used for anything else than for the validator rewards. This has been the same in the Elrond model, is the same in the new model, with an exception. In the new model, unlike any other blockchain, and unlike the old economics model of Elrond, we've capped the supply so that beyond year 10, there will be no new issuance by design. Everything will switch to a sustainable model based on fees paid by people who want to use the network. So we are super happy and excited about that. No changes in the supply. In fact, the supply becomes even more interesting. And then the validator rewards is basically pretty clear. I will let Lucian go over the process a bit and clarify how the changes will happen and why this is very clear, smooth, and there's basically no worry there. But we will try to clarify this.
Sure. Before going there, I just want to mention a few things regarding the total supply, circulating supply, and the maximum possible supply. I've already seen a few questions regarding this, and I want to clarify those. So basically, at the Genesis, the total supply, initial total supply at Genesis is it is actually already 20 million Elrond golds. This is before doing the transition from Elrond token to Elrond gold. That initial supply was 20 billion. But basically, also Benjamin said when he presented the launch of the mainnet that maximum possible supply, that P number, 31 million and something. And I want to clarify, because a lot of people got a little bit confused, that this maximum possible supply is going to happen like right now. And I want to explain the fact that this maximum supply, it's going to be reached. It's possible, theoretically, it's possible to be reached only in 10 years. So basically, all the staking rewards and all the delegation rewards are done through issuance of new tokens. And we have every year we have a decreasing issuance rate. It means that it's decreasing with every year, so that in the 10th year it is going to be, actually the 11th year, it's going to reach zero issuance. So this means that the protocol Elrond network, after the 10th year, it has to be self-sustaining, and it means that it will be self-sustained through the fees and through the transactions that it will be done through the network. So I wanted to explain this in the post, a blog post that we'll have online probably after this AMA. You will have all the issuance and maximum theoretical issuance that will be each year. For those who remember our last calls, AMAs regarding the economics, we have this model where the issuance can be decreased by the exact number of fees that are the transactions and the fees associated with those transactions are subtracted from the issuance. So that also it's important that once Elrond reach mainstream adoption and the number of transactions increase by a lot, it means that issuance rate can actually reach 0% even faster. Could be in the 3rd year, on the 4th year, or the 5th year. Mm-hmm. Anyway, on the 10th, 11th year is going to be 0. Okay, so just wanted to clarify this, because it was already mentioned by Benjamin. I'll go over step by step for the most important things, I guess, we want to cover. And of course, if there are some things left out, We definitely look forward for your questions. I guess you can put it directly on Periscope or as a comment on Twitter or on our Telegram. So regarding what, as an Elrond holder, what do I need to do right now? And right now, there is nothing you can do. Um, no swapping is available right now. The swapping, so the process of actually exchanging Elrond into Elrond Gold is going to be enabled somewhere around 30 to 45, 60 days. So in the next month, this will be enabled. This will be done in synchronization at the same time with the listing and integration of the Elrond Gold with our exchange partners like Binance and other wallets, probably including also Maya that we've discussed yesterday. Until the swapping is enabled and the integration with our exchange partners and wallets is done, the trading on all the existing exchanges is going to be done only with the old token, let's put it like this, with the Elrond token, ERD token. So the Elrond Gold will not be, until then, it will not be listed or available to be traded. It means that you can still do through ERD what you wanted to do, buy, trade, or whatever you can think of. Once this is enabled, so the swapping can be done very easily, and Elrond Gold is integrated and listed on those exchange partners I mentioned. At the same time, the old token will be gradually, how should I say, put on pause, at least the listing, but still for a pretty significant period of time, 6 to 12 months, the swapping will still be available to anyone. So if you forgot your ERD tokens in a wallet and you remember at some point about those, you'll be able to swap them for at least 1 year into the mainnet token Elrond Gold I mentioned. Let's see what else to be covered here. I think regarding the economic model that we shared some along the way, we shared some information. Basically, we didn't change much too much, or actually the only change for the economic model is the cap of the total supply, that total supply that I mentioned that can be reached in the 10th year. After the 10th year, no other Elrond Gold will be ever created. Other than that, everything else remains the same. The reward rates, the staking per node. The only difference is that you need to have this pretty simple calculation where when we were talking about, for example, staking per node, that the Genesis was 2.5 million ERDs. Now this is going to be actually divided by 1,000 and is going to be 2,500 Elrond Golds. But basically everything else remains the same. I believe from my part right now this would be the main things I wanted to cover, but definitely we are looking forward for your questions.
Thanks, Lucian. I would add a few things about the reasoning, how we came to these decisions, why this really matters, and why it's not something that is easily to be changed. And the whole point is we've thought hard how we could build the currency of Elrond into something that goes far beyond the small and narrow crypto space that we currently have right now. It's not about Elrond against the other projects, Elrond against other currencies. It's about creating something that is so easy to understand and relate to on a global scale that it will allow people to adopt it very, very easily. This is why the idea of digital gold is super clear and intuitive. On the one hand, people understand that gold is valuable, that there's a fixed and limited supply to it, that you cannot easily find new supply and so forth. And on the other hand, there's this idea of having a digital currency, which brings programmability, brings super potent characteristics that will essentially redefine everything. When you combine all of this and can see them in a new light, at that point you start seeing that there's something far bigger than what we have in the blockchain space and crypto space right now. And this is what we've thought when we tried to build the new economics model and prepare the currency to become um, what we really want to, namely allow everyone, anyone, anywhere to really be part of this new digital economy. As you've seen yesterday, this is what we are trying to do with Maya. Open this space, open the decentralized finance space to people in a way that they don't know it's decentralized, they don't know it's blockchain, and they don't really care about that. What they care is that it works anywhere, and it's intuitive. Imagine telling a story about the difficulty of anything related to the crypto projects, blockchain projects. It seems to us that we got so used to the complexities around blockchain that we forgot that this is not about blockchain and not about complexity. It's about creating something that is super useful for people. And so this was our idea. This was the idea from which we started building things, and then wanted to present and share with you, our community. Second, I would also mention that as you can see, it's super difficult to come up and discover these ideas, especially when most people just go around and cannot see them and cannot see the solutions. What we started with Elrond, and some of you discovered along the way, we started working on this almost 3 years ago when things were considered impossible. The people who understood at that point and then got stuck with Elrond, those were the people that understood things really fast, but this is a process. Second, you've seen that this process applies to not only Elrond as a network, it applies to Maiar as well. And with Maiar, things are extremely different and interesting, as you'll see. And we think this applies to Elrond Gold as well. People got used to small stuff, really bad experience, and it seems to us that they cannot look outside this small space that we call the crypto space. If we want to build something that is truly simple, intuitive, and useful, then we believe this idea is good. Moreover, with the new economics, you'll see the scarcity, you'll see the fundamental value of Elrond being built there and conserved and reinforced with each passing day. The 20 million Elrond will be extremely valuable because they are tied to this high performance network that will power the new digital economy. Moving beyond this, I think the whole point for validators remains the same and so forth. But this was the reasoning for gold. This was the reasoning for why we tried to unveil the mainnet launch, the Maiar launch, and the Elrond Gold launch, because they all tie together into something that will very, very rapidly evolve to have global adoption. This is the goal. Our goal is not to make something that will last 1 or 2 weeks because it's trendy right now, but something that has meaningful value, brings value to the people, and this is what we've built with Elrond. I would also add that the reasoning will also be putting in the post and writing that we've mentioned. And the process, as Lucian mentioned, will be clear and smooth. There is no rush to change things there. People will have some time. The exchanges will move at some point, but we will try to clarify things, put them in writing. I will also um, want to underscore that we are super curious to hear the feedback that you guys have, but want to point out that it's important to first maybe ask what you would have thought of Elrond 2 years ago when you've read the paper, or 3 years ago when you've read the paper. If you think that you would have immediately understood and got behind the idea, then I think it's fair to say that you'll probably be able to judge immediately the economics model as well. But the economics model is something that will have super long lasting implications. What most of the people see are immediate concerns that after 1 or 2 weeks will pass. Nobody will remember them. What they will remember is, does this project have substance? If it has the technical substance, this is not built overnight. We've worked more than 2.5 years on that. If it has economic substance, because the model is really well thought, then again, the substance will be there and will work out really well. But then on the other hand, I will say that we're curious to hear feedback. We're always curious to take points into consideration, and those are very welcome, especially after we point out and publish the economic summary. So yeah, feel free to jump in and offer feedback. And um, I will also add this final point, after which we can go to the questions. We're super grateful for the community that we have around Elrond, and we would not be here without our community. Community is extremely valuable, and it's valuable because the community first tries to understand what's happening, then tries to help clarify the things for the other community member, and then tries to contribute by offering feedback, by thinking of different ideas. And we want to make sure that not only the best ideas possible come to life at Elrond, but they come to life from whoever points them out. If we see some good arguments, some good ideas, we always welcome them, and so we are super thankful for this. Let's just jump to the questions and take some of the questions to clarify things even more.
Yes, I've prepared a few. You can take a look and maybe
Sure.
you choose a few.
Mhm.
I highlighted already a few I'm going to take.
Mhm.
So one of the first questions I'll take is, when will the Elrond wallet be available? So basically here there are two questions or two answers.
Mhm.
One is that definitely Maiar will be one of the wallets that will support Elrond. Definitely there will be others, hardware wallets, and also other, let's say, wallet that are apps like Maiar. And this is going to happen pretty soon. So I believe in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, definitely many options will be available. Also, definitely we have the web wallet. This is already tested and working with the testnet, and the transactions in the web wallet will be enabled pretty soon. This is something that
Ledger.
Also Ledger.
Mhm.
We have an app already developed there that needs just to be approved, and we needed to wait for the mainnet to actually be live in order for that app to be available.
Sure.
So yeah, pretty soon this will become available. I would just mention the fact that the transactions are on the web wallet will be enabled pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will just take one, and then you can take the others. I think there will be a lot of discussion around how things will be managed with exchanges. each and any of the exchanges that we've been discussing with, and I'm super happy to say that we've been discussing with many exchanges. We wanted to prioritize only after mainnet to eliminate confusion, to make sure that once the larger exchanges are in, they list the new token, and then we do not have several tokens that are listed. So all the exchanges that have currently listed Elrond will be managed in a seamless way. So once things are clear and they have integrated Elrond, we will try to sync them up, allow people to deposit stuff, and Binance will be the first one to allow deposits for Elrond, and then also have Elrond Gold integrated, and then the whole process will be done very simple, as we've done it with BP2 and ERC20 tokens. Once they are integrated, we want to make sure that things are clear. Someone asked what's the conversion like on crypto.com and other exchanges. It will be like this. Once they have the new version in, the new tokens, all people can deposit tokens, they will be able to withdraw the new tokens. The new token, the Elrond Gold, will be listed on exchanges, and this will be made in a way that's super clear, and then synchronized, so that, as I've mentioned before, when you start the listing of the new token, it will by default start with 1000x the price. There is basically no worry there. This is how things will be done. Lucian?
Yes, I'll take this next one. When will delegation rewards from before the mainnet launch will be distributed? So pre-mainnet rewards were already distributed at the Genesis block. If you check on Explorer, I know there might be some issues with the Explorer right now, but I know the guys are working right now on that. But basically, you just go to the explorer.elrond.com, you put your reward address, that one that begins with ERD1 and the rest of the strings, and you'll be able to see there your rewards. So this has already been done, and as we mentioned at the beginning, since the first epoch is already ended and the second one started, also the rewards, first mainnet rewards actually, were already also distributed to all the validators.
Cool. So the 1 second. When will documentation for the changes to eGLD be available on the Elrond website? The changes and documentation will be available very soon. We intend to come up with a complete update on the website and everything related to Elrond, to clarify this and allow people to know what's coming. The important point was to have the mainnet launch, to have everything working, and now to be able to process things, put everything in order. So you'll see during the next few days even more updates. Things will move really fast on this front, and yeah, I expect things to be very clear on this front.
Yes, I think we have, this one is already answered when we can access the RD wallet. We already covered this. Definitely, as for those that attended the mainnet launch event, we already demo a little bit the app, and definitely from within the Meyer app, you'll be able to delegate with just a few taps. So this is going to go live pretty soon. We'll discuss, we still have a few questions regarding Meyer, but maybe if we still have time, we leave those questions for the last few minutes.
When can people actually use the Elrond network? So people can already use the Elrond network. In fact, some great community members have sent some transactions with messages. So you can check the messages and see the first people that have done this. The validators are in, they receive rewards, they're super excited. This, I just want to remind everyone, this is a very, very significant moment for the Elrond community, and the network, the technology, and the products that are unveiled will um, come to life even more during the next few days. We had the launch, and with the next few days, we will clarify things even more, add some new touches to them, and I'm sure you'll discover some really cool things.
I'll take one or two very shortly.
Sure,
Is
sure.
the announcement with the Bitfinex exchange. I want first to clarify that deposits will become available on 17th of August, and definitely the discussion with them, and already this is agreed, will be that Elrond Gold is the token that will be actually integrated with them. Basically, here I just want to cover a little bit and explain that once you have a mainnet launched and you integrate with the different partners, providers, exchanges, wallets, you need to start do an integration from scratch. As you probably already know, ERD before the mainnet was an ERC and BIP2 token. So the integration with all those providers was already there. You already had the integration done for others, similar coins. Once you have a blockchain that was just launched, that is coming with a new technology and a lot of innovations, definitely the integration is a process that you cannot do in just one day, and you want to make sure that the integration is done in the right way. Also, we want to make sure that from a security point, everything that we do is standing very, very strong and robust. That's why it's this let's say transition period that we already mentioned, 30 to 30 days, is because, and it's not like very fixed in time, and might create for some of you some question, is because we need to make sure and we need to sync a lot of things in order to be able to actually move on.
Mm-hmm. I will add one thing to this, as Lucian mentioned. So deposits doesn't mean that trading is starting immediately. In fact, we want to make sure that things are secure, they are clear, and then all the exchanges that will follow and will announce will basically move to this process where they integrate, we test, we then discuss together, announce, and so forth. So we are excited about that. Let me take another question. Updates. 1 second. Yes.
Any of those left?
Yeah. So I think there's.
I'll take one.
Yes, please.
So one question is if holders of ERD can automatically swap to the new token. So the swapping process will be definitely very easily, depending on where you're gonna do the swapping. It's probably it will be automatically or not. For example, if you're gonna do the swap through an exchange provider like Binance, basically you just send the ERD tokens, and automatically those will be swapped into the new token Elrond Gold with the bet ratio of 1 Elrond Gold equals 1,000 Elronds. Probably there will be other kind of swapping done on other places where it might imply that you need probably to share to be done in more steps. But this we'll definitely know once all the integrations are done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there are some questions about the Elrond Gold part. If the gold coin could have been a secondary coin, our idea is not to create several currencies. There's one Elrond network, and there's one currency powering all the ecosystem. This currency will have a huge value just because of a lot of utility and options that people in the ecosystem will have. So there's no point in creating a different currency. In fact, this currency will be the fuel of the entire ecosystem. It will maintain value. It will be the staking token, and the better it will conserve value and add value, the better it will be in front of everyone's eyes. If we want to target global adoption and you have a really, really strong, robust store of value, there's nothing better that will drive adoption than that. And this is what we think we've built with the new economics model. I see that there's a lot of questions around the Maiar part. I'll just take one and then I'll let Lucian cover a few as well. So the Maiar part, someone asked if Maiar will have fiat integration as well. It will at some point. We want to make sure that, as you'll see during the next few days, people will, a few of the very passionate people that joined the waiting list, and there's tens of thousands of people which have already joined. We'll have an update on that as well. A few of them will get access each week. For the next 3-4 weeks, this is how people will join. There is only a limited number of people who will be able to join, provide feedback, and then after a few, like 3 or 4 weeks, we will basically open this to a lot more people. But this is how it will happen, and I think Lucian has some update on the waiting list part and some notification on that front.
Okay, so let's start with a few Maiar questions, but we can then mix them if there are others on the Elrond or Elrond Gold side. So I wanted also to add one thing here. I've seen the questions in the community in Telegram regarding the AML requirements for the Maiar wallet. Since we are starting as a non-custodial wallet, it means that we are not in control of any keys of funds of the users. The user is in full control of his own keys and funds. It means that for us, at least as regulations are right now, we don't need to do anything on that side. The question is when Maiar website is going to be updated. Is already in the works. Pretty soon it will be updated. When Maiar waiting list member receive notifications, also it's a matter of, let's say, days when we start sending some emails. Also, we are planning, as mentioned yesterday, to let some people in waves, in phases. We want, and one of the main reasons is once we open the doors, we want to make sure that everything works perfectly. So this means that we need to get feedback from the first early adapters. This is one of the main reasons we have the waiting list there. So we really want your feedback. Also, since Maiar is a new app, Elrond is a new blockchain, and both of them have a lot of security aspects that need to be tested, audited, and we need to make sure that everything works perfectly. We need this to be tested with actually users and not only internet. So what I'm saying is, in the very next period, we'll start letting people in, and we want to receive feedback. I've seen one of the questions I've seen if this is an app and where it's going to be available. Definitely is a mobile app, and it's going to be available on App Store and Google Play once it's public. I see here one question regarding the format of the wallet address. If we're going to keep the ERD1 format address, yes, we're going to keep the format as an ERD. We don't want to change it to eGLD. It will remain ERD. I still believe on the long term having the ERD as the prefix for all the addresses is going to help us a lot, since as Benjamin discussed yesterday, we do plan to through the Elrond Gold as a global reserve to support actually more tokens that could be issued or launched on top of Elrond, and this means that the ERD could stand could be more meaningful as an address, combining more Elrond supported tokens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are. I will add one thing to this. So there's a technical and economics differentiation between the layers that we have. The technical differentiation will keep abbreviations to ERD. So everything related to the code, to the addresses, will be Elrond ERD. And then when we start discussing about several currencies that will be built on top of Elrond, because of course there's Elrond, and which will become Elrond Gold as a currency, but then we also want to mention, as we mentioned yesterday, that this is a standard. This is a standard that will be implemented with several other currencies at the right moment. We will discuss about all of those. In the meantime, I see some more questions on the if Maiar can be basically paid, used for payments. Of course, this will be the idea. The idea of Maiar, as you'll discover it, is that it will really show you a different world related to money, payments, and time. It's very easy to just allow payments from one person to another, but in Maiar you'll discover much more than mere payments, and we're super excited about that. You'll discover what decentralized finance can really mean when you build it on a super simple user interface. It's like you can do all these cool things like lending, staking, and so forth that we also mentioned yesterday in the presentation in a wallet, a simple application that is simpler than any other one. So this being said,
I'll take two quick ones.
Yes.
If Maiar will be an exchange, not the beginning, we do plan to have some decentralized way of swapping tokens and do stuff like that, but this is our immediate plan, is not going through this path. Also, another one is if we do this incremental access in waves, if the app is going to be available on the store, it will be available on the store, but only for whitelisted emails. It's for example on App Store is something that is called Test Flight, if you are familiar. So it will be, but it will be limited only to the person whitelisted that are part of the waiting list.
Mm-hmm. Staking, yes. There's a question about more staking options. Yes, there will be more staking options. We will announce them as we make progress. We know there's a lot of people that really want to have staking options. We will find and create some opportunity for all these people as soon as possibly next week and the weeks after that. So we're excited about that. And then regarding what Lucian mentioned about exchanges, imagine that if you have a user interface where everyone is in there, you basically not want to go to an exchange anymore because you can really exchange stuff directly. It's not something that we'll do tomorrow because it takes time to build the audience, but it's a natural step forward that we'll probably pursue.
Okay, I have a few here.
Mhm.
Very short one. How many decimal will Elrond Gold have? It will have as ERD token also 18 decimal.
Mhm.
Also, one more here. Why can't you just burn current tokens and just do, let's say, the transition from ERD to Elrond Gold? Basically, it would not work since Elrond ERD token was was launched on two existing blockchain on as an ERC20 on Ethereum and a BIP2 on Binance. Basically, we are not able to burn others people tokens. So doing that would not be technically possible.
Yeah, I think most of the questions are covered. We can take another one or two. Let's see. Well, there's a question if we talked to partners about this. Of course, we talked. We got really positive feedback. As we mentioned, this if you look at this from a standpoint of what can I do to really profit 1 week and just jump to the next project, this is not something that would be super exciting. But if you think about what Elrond will become during the next months, years, and decades, it's clear that we have everything it takes right now with the mainnet out, with this super high processing capacity, with the cool Maya product that is already being tested by some key people. And then with this economics model that essentially reinforces everything we've built each step of the way and tries to make things as simple as possible. We think this will essentially bring some effect that no other project, at least at this point, has brought forward or will be able to bring in the near future. So we're super excited about that. Thanks a lot for all the questions. Thanks a lot for all the support. We'll have the economic summary as discussed before, and then I'm not sure if you want to add something more.
I have a really nice question here that it's from someone that actually understands what we are doing with Maya, and is this regarding the phone number inside the Maya and how secure this can be. There are people that knows that the SIM is it might be like a point of failure, and I want to, for those who understand this aspect, to reassure them that we thought about all of this, and the phone number is just a part of different things that combined unlock your wallet, and is not the most secure part of this combination. So definitely a really nice question. Just, and I'm going to add one more thing is we all love numbers. So definitely for on the waiting list for Maya, we have more than just checked right now more than 50,000 people in just a few days that joined the waiting list, and this is one of the reasons that we didn't expect so much interest in the short term, and it's one of the reasons there are still things to be patched on the waiting list, but all the information is there, all the notification and all the sharing you guys did. I believe there are I don't know, more than 5,000 shares on across different social channels, and everything will go smoothly very soon. So we just want to say thank you for all the people that joined the waiting list. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so last point is, guys, we've launched the Elrond mainnet. This is super big. We're super excited with all the support that we've got. We're curious to hear feedback, but I just want to mention, Elrond is not like the other blockchain project. It's not about blockchain, about the immediate stuff. It's about building something super meaningful and super valuable for users worldwide. And this is what Elrond is, this is what Maya is, and this is what the Elrond Gold discussion is about. So if you can have any kind of feedback related to this part and can bring some points, we're happy to hear them out. We're happy to improve things. As I mentioned in the tweet storm, at Elrond, we discover new things each day. This is the coolest part possible. So anything that you want to bring up, thanks for being with us. We will definitely check things out and continue the conversation. The economic summary will be out pretty soon. And then again, the conversation continues. The conversation never stops. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk soon.
Thank you. Thank you.